What's going on, people? It's your boy Greed coming at y'all another video, man. As y'all can see, I am back talking about some Jujutsu Kaisen, and we are going to be talking about the latest chapter. But that's not all, folks, man. Y'all already see what the title says and what the thumbnail is, man. Who is Atsuya Kusakabe? Now, I've done one of these videos for Yuki Tsukumo. I haven't done one of these videos for any other character in Jujutsu Kaisen. I actually thought about doing it for a few characters, but those characters they either didn't stick around or didn't really pique my interest enough to make those videos about. Yuki Tsukumo, I made that video about her mainly because at the time I felt like she was really the reason why Geto went off rails. Like why he started tweaking and started killing humans, because she started questioning him about, like, curses and humanity, and should we really be protecting humans? Like, what do we gain from this because we're sorcerers? There was just a lot going on with her, and plus she wasn't really around like that. And she was considered to be one of the greater sorcerers of that time, or of this time. So she really piqued my interest to make that Who is Yuki Tsukumo video. Now Kusakabe, on the other hand, has piqued my interest, or he has also piqued my interest. I don't know why I say on the other hand like it wasn't the same for him, but yeah, he's also piqued my interest, y'all. I can't lie. Kusakabe has definitely surprised me this past arc, I should say, this past fight that's been going on with Sukuna. He's actually been on the front lines in the heat of everything so far, and I think it's really cool that we got to see more of him in this arc. But in this video, I just kind of wanted to go over a few things that we already know about him and the most recent fight with Sukuna, I guess. I don't know how long this video is gonna be per se, but I'm gonna try to shorten it for y'all. I'm not gonna try to talk y'all ear off or just talk about nonsense. So I'm definitely gonna say what I'm thinking, and you know what I mean, my little thoughts on it and shit. But what we know about Kusakabe right now, y'all, he is one of the best grade 1 sorcerers that Jujutsu High has. He's a teacher, and we know that he's very, very, very respected among his peers. As we saw in the latest chapters, I say chapters because it got mentioned more than once. We see that Gojo, Nanami, and Mei all respect him as a grade 1 sorcerer, and the cool thing about him is he does not have a technique of his own. He doesn't have no special technique that everyone else has. He doesn't have a crazy curse technique or anything. He has a really good curse energy control, and he uses the new shadow style. I'm pretty sure he's Miwa's personal teacher. He might be, because I see that she used the new shadow style, but not to say he's the only one that could teach her that, but I could see him being her teacher for it, because he's the one character that we know outside of her that is really good at that. Or she wasn't really good at it, but you know what I mean, he's cold as hell at it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was her master, you know what I'm saying, once upon a time, or maybe still is, we don't know. But yeah, we know that he's really good, he's a master swordsman, he's really good with using the sword. We know that he has really great curse energy. He used the new shadow style, and we saw a bit of the few things he was able to do with the new shadow style, which one of course being the simple domain. We've seen a few people do the simple domain now. I can't really name off the all of them, but off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure Yuki Tsukumo knows how to do one. Todo knows how to do one. Kusakabe is one of the people that know how to do one. I want to say maybe even Miwa knows how to do one, but I'm not too sure, y'all. I think there are a lot of people that could actually do a simple domain. I think Nanami could do one too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that though. I'm not too sure, but like I said, it's a no-brainer that he knows how to do a simple domain, right? And he has a few techniques within the new shadow style that he uses that we've seen most recently, We've seen one of them get used in the anime when he was roaming around Shibuya with Panda, and they got stopped by those what are the I guess those curse users that were working with Geto at the time. There's a move called Bato's sword drawing. He basically just draws his sword really fast, and this is the cool thing about him as well. This is something that we've seen other people do, mainly Yuta. He combines, he puts his curse energy into his sword, so they make it, so they basically describe him as like, how can I put it? He doesn't use no curse tools, but when he does that, when he puts his curse energy into his sword, he's so good at curse energy control that it doesn't like he's not overdoing it and breaking his weapon. He's pretty good at like keep maintaining his weapon as long as like he's keeping his control going. And that's the really cool thing about him. Not to say his weapon is on par with a curse tool, but you can compare it in some way or another to a curse tool because of how good he is at his curse energy control. Um, Evening Moon sword drawing. This is a technique that we saw him use um, recently. I want to say he used this recently in the most recent, arc, obviously, only because we haven't really seen much of him outside of just the more so recent arcs. Like Shibuya and Up is when you really start to see him like go crazy, like Shibuya and Culling Game basically. And I actually like that a lot because it's really fucking cool. But it's basically somewhat similar to the Bato sword drawing move, but there is with a different stance. And it's also while his simple domain is activated, obviously. For the first move, he doesn't really need to activate his simple domain, but this is while his simple domain is activated. So it's almost like a move that he's doing inside the simple domain, which is pretty cool. Like I honestly, the more I like see about Kusakabe, it's kind of crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie, only because like they said, he's like a really good jujitsu sorcerer, and I want to compare him to someone else that we may all know from like a different anime or show, but I can't think of like who's just that one regular guy that's just raw as hell that's able to keep up with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Almost like the Krillin. Like he doesn't have like no crazy techniques, no crazy move. Like all Krillin was really good at was like, martial arts and his ki control. Krillin always had the best ki control out of everybody in Dragon Balls or Dragon Ball. I'll say. Goku eventually caught up to that obviously, but even still Krillin was just surprised everybody with his ki control, and I just thought that's how I kind of think of Kusakabe. He's like the human out of everybody. Not to say everybody in Jujutsu Kaisen isn't human, but he's the most human out of everybody, and he's just the most normal. And the fact that he's able to keep up and do the things that he's doing now is just insane, like I said. He also has a technique or a move called Hazy Moon, a new shadow style technique that recreates part of a broken blade with curse energy. So that's really cool, and we actually did see him use that against Sukuna in the most recent arc, in the most recent chapter. I mean to say, y'all, my fault. And I remember when I was reading the chapter and I was looking at it, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It's fairly simple though. Like it's really just what I just said it is. He just he puts all his curse energy into the sword, but he like almost creates a blade with it to like make up for the part that he broke off on the sword. So in the most recent chapter, Sukuna broke his sword and he basically put his curse energy over it, and he created like a whole new blade off his curse energy. And that just goes back to, talk about how great his curse energy is. Curse energy control is. He's really good at just making it work in his favor for a lot of the time. But I do feel like the only reason why he was able to survive against Sukuna for this long was because Sukuna is very much weakened right now. He's very, very weak right now. And I won't say very, very weak because they're claiming that he still hasn't used a lot of his full power yet. So we're going to have to see about that. But he actually really just, like I said, he's just surprised me that he's even been able to keep up for this long. So I actually respect Kusakabe a lot, and honestly, if he didn't just die, if he's not dead after this fight, then I really do hope we get to see more of him. Or maybe not, who knows? You know, Sukuna is like the big bad right now, so he could be over with after this fight, or maybe he might come back. I'm on my end, I'm hoping he do come back. But yeah, I actually fuck with this character a lot. I was kind of like whatever about him when he first got shown, because we didn't really get to see much of him. We didn't know what he did, but now we see a lot, you know, going on with him, and he's been around for a lot of these past few chapters, and I'm just like, damn, you know, I'm kind of fucking with this character. And he real, like, I don't know, bro. He obviously, it's not realistic because it's a manga, but he's the most realistic character out of everybody. Like, he's on a mission, he's stressed out about it. He's like, man, fuck, I really don't want to be here. And like, just the things that he's like thinks to himself, it's like you can see yourself thinking half of the shit that he do to himself. I don't know, very relatable. There you go. That's the word I want to use. And maybe that's why he feels so normal when you're reading him or when you're watching him, right? It's just he's a very relatable character. And as he's just really cool. I like him a lot. But one thing that kind of got me was that, and this might be the last thing I go over. Actually, I can make this like a question that I end the video off with. That's what I'm gonna do. Why do y'all think, or not why do y'all think, if everybody watched the anime, y'all remember when Sukuna ran into Kusakabe and Panda, and he was like, if y'all move during this time, then I will kill y'all. If y'all can't move from this spot until I say y'all can. And I think Jogo was throwing a big ass like fire, like I don't even know what you want to call it, like bomb at them or whatever. And Kusakabe is like, or not Kusakabe, Sukuna was like, yeah, if y'all move from this one spot, then I'm gonna kill y'all. Y'all can't move until I say y'all can move. I'm wondering, why didn't Kusakabe try to fight Sukuna right there, or try to do something about it, if he is how people speak of him? You know, like saying like he's like, or like he's one of the greatest sorcerers of today. There could be a lot of things that go off on that, like, you know what I mean, him being, or Sukuna having his actual curse technique at the time. Maybe that makes a big difference on what Kusakabe could do, which that probably is the answer, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know, I just feel like if he's as great as others were saying he was, he shouldn't really be having that much of a hard time with Shibuya Sukuna, would he? But then again, that was a Sukuna that just got done eating like a majority of his fingers, because those two girls that were working under Geto fed him to Yuji when he was knocked out after the fight with Choso. But I don't know. Like I said, Kusakabe is actually a really interesting character. I actually like him. Let me know what y'all think down below about Kusakabe and his most recent fight with Sukuna. I just wanted to speak on it a little bit because I've honestly been planning to make another one of these Who Is videos for Jujutsu Kaisen character, but I just didn't have the character in mind to do it for. Nobody really piqued my interest enough to do that. Kusakabe, on the other hand, did. So this is my second time doing this video. Who's to know, I might make another one of these videos again in the nearby future. We still got time on this series, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off right here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I am out this bitch, and I will see y'all in the next one.
Know that the numbers go like 1, 2, greed. Thank you for being a GreedHD nigga.